Dead by Daylight on Switch is shockingly the worst version from Dead by Daylight. Yeah, I splitted facts, ha ha ha. And since nobody else is kicking behaviours, but is it my job to do it? Yes, you still hearing the robot voice. If you don't like it, then try me bish shows dislike button. Hello, I'm merciless_witch, and today, I wanna talk about the super perfect state from Dead by Daylight on the Nintendo Switch. Why the hell would somebody play that game on a Switch, is our first question, right? Well, since a PS5, Xbox Series X and graphics card is no available because some dirty bubba campers had to buy them all and resell them all for €300 more what it cost originally. Is it a really costly fun to get one of those to play DBD? The Switch and the Series S are one of the newer gen of consoles or hardware which can run Dead by Daylight, which are available and to play. Is it not a dumb thing to think on playing DBD on Switch, especially when behavior is kicking asses on the PS4 and Xbox One S, and just let them leg around, kick them around, giving them loading screens from 1 year. When you saw picture with your eyes, you saw that there is no disk drive on the Series S, so many people, especially parents, looking on the Switch or Switch Lite since that are there and doesn't cost like a teabagging ghost face. So we learned that the market is especially good for Nintendo, and that many people don't have enough money to buy some good new console from Bubba. Good? Good. Dead by Daylight is relative good known, and a game like this on the Switch should be like heaven good, right? It's just a shame that the FPS aren't stable, the game looks like a rushed mess, and playing killer isn't possible, and the joke is that there are games on the Switch with more people in the lobbies, better graphics, and are getting 60 FPS on handheld mode. So why can't behavior get a stable 30 FPS, when a buggy mess called Paladins is getting 60, and both are using the Unreal Engine?
Well done.
Let's say it how it is, they really don't care about the Switch, and is making the Switch community, which are playing DBD, the laughing stock from everywhere. Even if we're ignoring the FPS mess, that the controller input sometimes doesn't work, and that behavior is lazy as hell. Let's talk about the brightness, because this isn't teabagging Meg. Yeah, you see sometimes nothing to zero. Take a look at this gameplay. Could have you seen that there is a killer behind me or not? Be honest, I didn't, and so my friends and other people didn't. And yes, this FPS weren't faked or anything, it was real, sadly. So why this video? Well, behavior wants money for that mess. With all DLC they want, €167.80 with it, with the Battle Pass €177.80. With that much money, you should at least give our players 30 stable FPS, right? Right? But don't worry, I am such a nice person, and have behavior a beautiful plan to change the game into a stable one. How nice I am. So, do you see this grass? Remove it. This hook is swining, right? Make it to a not swining one. This lining effects, just make a shine on it, not a lining on it. Not important things on items, background or world. Remove it and remodel it that it has much less polygons. This won't hurt, and is very easy to fix, which is getting us, or the Switch players, more FPS when they're getting camped. Light effect from the killers, make them basic, not over too much. The automatic graphics loading thingy, change it so it will render all models and remodel it. Or automatic graphics loading thingy is one of the worst, and it should be removed since it's eating more FPS, and making more FPS drops like a Meg when she's dropping pallets. Blood or killer effects, try to simplify them and remove not important details. Don't use graphics which are meant originally for the PC, so much details can't you see in handheld mode. Only use the better textures if the Switch is docked, that should also give us some FPS. That's a real problem because this automatic graphics loading thingy is using sometimes better textures when the Switch can't handle it. And maybe then, if you done it, then you can remove the 24/7 sale tag for it and make the Switch to a really good alternative. Oh, and for the newer people in DBD, don't buy it, it's a mess on the Switch. Thank you for wasting your time, and see you maybe in one of my cringe compilation. That was it, you can go now. Really?